Molson Canadian Canucks Hockey on Sportsnet.
After 2 on the road, the Canucks are home for 1. Can the Wings be the first team to beat Vancouver on home ice? Good evening, everybody, and welcome to GM Place. My name is Dan Murphy. October, pretty darn good month for the Canucks. They finished first in the league in points, first in goals, and second in goals against. They also entered tonight's game on a 7-game unbeaten streak, and the last team to beat them was the Red Wings. And they really shouldn't have lost this hockey game, at least not in regulation. Merrick Malik gave the Canucks their second lead of the game, and then Dominic Hasek kept it close. The Dominator outstanding in the net for the Wings, and with just over a minute left, Ray Whitney broke a 2-2 deadlock to score the winner. That was the Canucks' last loss, and it was 3 weeks ago. Over the past couple of seasons, the Canucks have proven they can score goals, buckets of them, but lately they're showing how well they can defend. And it all starts with the goaltending. Hedberg-Cloutier tandem, everything the Canucks fans hoped it would be. Hedberg's only started 3 games, but he's been outstanding. He's got 2 wins, a tie, and one of those wins, a shutout. Cloutier knew he was getting the bulk of the work, and he's responded. 5 wins already, on pace for his 3rd consecutive 30-win season. Their numbers, outstanding. Combined, they have a 1.79 goals against average, and that is second in the NHL. As for the Wings, well, right now they've got $16 million on the bench with injuries. That means tonight's start goes to Manny Legacy, and to be honest, he's probably been the best of the 3 in recent weeks. For more on the matchup, let's go across the rink to Jim and John.
Dan, that game on October the 16th that you showed highlights of was a classic example of the Red Wings finding a way to win, even though they'd been outplayed for the most part on that night. And, you know, over the last 10 years, I think they wrote the book on finding a way to win. It's far too early to suggest that there's a change in trends for the season, but in the last week, it's the Canucks who've been finding a way to win, and the Red Wings haven't.
And a little crack in the Detroit armor, but Vancouver, even in Los Angeles, they were badly outplayed. The shots were 2-1 against, but they had confidence in Dan Cloutier. It's an attitude. And when they went down, Daniel Sedin was a perfect example. He looked like he was going to score. He came down the wing, bad angle. He looked like he was going to score. Whereas Detroit, it's the other way around now. They're finding a way to lose, and they look like they expect to lose. And in Edmonton, it was a perfect example. Saturday night, they're ahead 4-2 going into the third period. How often would Detroit blow a 2-goal lead in the third period? Well, lately, it's been pretty often.
Well, they want to find a way to get their ship back on course here. Remember before the season started, Chris Chelios said he couldn't wait to introduce Darian Hatcher to Todd Bertuzzi. Well, Hatcher's out probably for most of the regular season now. It looks like Chris Chelios may have to reintroduce himself to Big Bert playing against him.
And it's just a matter of minutes for Chris Chelios and Nick Lidstrom, and I think part of Detroit's problem is that added ice time, and all of a sudden Chelios is back against guys who outweigh him by 40 pounds.
Enter Yuri Fisher, a big man who might have to take some ice time against the top forwards from opposing teams. A much-anticipated Detroit-Vancouver game is next. From a jam-packed General Motors Place in Vancouver, it's a night of great NHL expectations as 2 of the top teams in the Western Conference face off, Detroit and Vancouver. The starting goalies are brought to you by Tim Hortons. 6 strips of mouth-watering bacon, crisp lettuce, and ripe tomatoes in Tim Hortons' new home style, BLT. No Hasek, no Joseph. He's backing up. Manny Legacy against Dan Cloutier, who's been brilliant in his last 2 games. The starting lineups are all grinders for Dave Lewis and Mark Crawford. Artem Chubarov, Brad May, and Mike Keane start up against the original grind line. Chris Draper, Darren McCarty, and Kirk Maltby of the Detroit Red Wings. Yuri Fisher and Chris Chelios paired on defense for the Red Wings in their road whites. Merrick Malik and Ed Jovanovski paired together for the Vancouver Canucks on defense, and Dan Cloutier lets the puck go for Ed Jovanovski. He's cut off along the boards. The puck went out front. Draper couldn't kick it up. Brad May gets the puck out at center, but it went over the line offside Detroit.
Dave Lewis and the Detroit Red Wings look at their goaltending situation, and Dominic Hasek, the groin. That's Curtis Joseph, who is the backup, also has a groin problem, and Darian Hatcher could be out for the season with that knee problem. Dave Lewis is a refreshing guy to talk to, very candid, longtime assistant of Scotty Bowman, and I think he's taken the best of Scotty Bowman, the best of Al Arbor, and the guys he's been in contact with, and tried to emulate them.
There's Magnus Arvidsson on a turnover with a shot that went just wide of the net after it was tipped. Arvidsson is out here with Matt Cook and Trevor Linden up against Brendan Shanahan and Steve Yzerman along with Ray Whitney. And that may be the checking assignment for the Linden line tonight. Mark Crawford hasn't over the last couple of years employed a checking line, but now he has a good one.
Jarkko Ruutu not in the lineup, and penalties. You don't want to take penalties against the Detroit Red Wings, and with Ruutu in the lineup, he'd had a couple in Detroit, Jim, and that's one of the things. Their power play is still very, very good. They're A and B group.
You saw a shot of Brent Sopel back in the lineup after missing the short road trip with a groin injury of his own. Brett Hull out with Pavel Datsyuk, number 13. Henrik Zetterberg's number 40. Datsyuk trying to fight towards the net. Brendan Morrison trying to fend him off. Datsyuk with Hull in the slot. Datsyuk passes over to Chelios, and he comes in off the blue line, threw the puck out front, and it tipped off some skates and out. What a determined effort for Pavel Datsyuk, who wouldn't give up the puck. There's some regeneration going on in Detroit with some good young players coming into the lineup, and Pavel Datsyuk may be the best of them. They're getting a lot more ice time and a lot more responsibility now. With Fedorov gone, with Igor Larionov gone. Zetterberg awaiting the puck in the corner. A quick pass out front, tipped away from Datsyuk. And out comes Marcus Naslund to an open Brendan Morrison. Bertuzzi's with him. Naslund goes to the net. So does the puck. And Manny Legacy steers it aside. Chelios gets the puck out to center. Chelios and Fisher played the first shift against the top line of Brendan Morrison's. Here are the Sedins and Jason King. They've been good over the last few games, but they've only got a goal and an assist in their last 4 to show for it. After a very productive start, here's King, shoots, Legacy the save, rebound, he's got that too. Almost as though he heard me and thought they better produce.
Yes. Jason King set up a goal by Yuri Slager, didn't get a point, but he was a screen in Phoenix, and here's King going to the net. Manny Legacy, good angle, out. Not only stops the original shot, but controls the rebound. A little line matching early in this one.
Grinders are out against each other once again. This is Chubarov, May, and Keane. Merrick Malik. Artem Chubarov shoots the puck in. Matthew Schneider paired with Nick Lidstrom, the 3-time Norris Trophy winner, who wears number 5. Keane taken out of the play by Schneider, waiting for McCarty to come back. Schneider took the puck himself, and he'll try and break the Red Wings out of their own zone. His pass went off a skate. Chubarov back into the attacking zone. He was stripped to the puck when he gave it up. Darren McCarty clears it into the Vancouver end of the rink. Not quite 3 minutes into a scoreless game. Everybody's been into the action. Lidstrom, Schneider, Yzerman, Whitney, and Shanahan up front. Shanahan pointless in his last 5. In after the puck, Brian Allen's in on Shanahan. Here comes Yzerman after the puck. He's checked by Chubarov. Yzerman and his line have come out. Vancouver will start a change now. Their checking line comes on. Arvidsson went in over the blue line. Cook was offside. Dan.
Just a quick reminder to play Safeway's $1 million score and win. If any Canucks player scores 5 goals tonight, Victoria Cohen of Vancouver could win $1 million, but you have to shop and swipe to be a contestant.
Here's a little shoot in. And look at Brendan Shanahan going in. Tries to chip it by Brian Allen. And that's one of those early in the game. I think Brendan Shanahan late in the game probably would have gone in there a little harder.
Take the hit to make the play. Sammy Salo and Brian Allen back together again tonight. The pairs change with Sopel back in and playing with Matthias Olin. And early in the game, Mark Crawford wants to play Trevor Linden's line head-to-head with Steve Yzerman, Ray Whitney, and Brendan Shanahan, Yuri Fisher, Chris Chelios, Yzerman. Nice pass to Whitney, who scored the winning goal on the 16th of October. Here's Fisher with a shot that's blocked. Right to Yzerman. His shot is blocked. Whitney can't come up with a puck, and Arvidsson clears it. Where there was some tremendous passing of that foray up the ice for the Red Wings. Matt Cook with a hit on Chris Chelios, and that gets the fans going for the first time in the game. Matt Cook just screamed game on. Lidstrom. He and Chelios out here together for the moment against Vancouver's top line. They've come on the fly. Bertuzzi, Naslund, and Morrison. Lidstrom. Bertuzzi comes up with a puck. Spins around, still has the puck. His pass to Matthias Olin, right in front of the net. Tipped away from Morrison. Naslund couldn't get it either. Naslund knocked the puck out of the air for Todd Bertuzzi. Up against Chelios, holds him off. And the puck was knocked out of the air by a high stick play is stopped.
Detroit Media Guide has Chris Chelios listed as 6 feet 190. Well, if he's that tall, then I'm about 5'11 instead of my 5'8. And if he weighs 190, I must be about 210 because Chris Chelios is about 5'10", 180. Plays a lot bigger than that, but you can grind him down. That's one of the things. Throw it in his corner and take a run and physically abuse him whenever you can.
Thanks, Fatso.
Yes, you're welcome. Oh.
Here's Daniel Sedin. King heading for the net. Henrik Sedin takes the puck. Centering pass. Daniel snapped the shot from the short side, and he just missed the net. Daniel. You notice much more of an urgency now with the Sedins and Jason King in breaking the cycle. They don't stay on spin cycle for the entire shift. They try and break it and get to the net. Jason Williams. Thomas Holmstrom from behind the net. Centering pass chopped out in front. Williams gets it. Takes the shot. That's blocked in front of the goal and cleared quickly by Jovanovski. Williams, Holmstrom, and Boyd Devereaux get a shift here for the Red Wings. Vancouver's changing on the fly. Here comes Matthew Schneider. Holmstrom dumps the puck in. Jovanovski had a good look around, then came up the boards. Out of the reach of Mike Keane. He couldn't knock the puck down, and Jason Woolley is back. Woolley paired on defense with Matthew Dandino. Holmstrom. Out of Kirk Maltby just coming on the ice to Woolley, who relays the puck in and then goes after it. Kluche gave him the puck back, thrown out front, and Sammy Sala was there to save the day for Vancouver. Up the middle, a tip by Mike Keane from his own side of center. This will go for icing. 6 minutes into the game.
Detroit trying to put some pressure, some good forechecking. Here is Merrick Malik missing a check, but good positioning here in front of the net. Detroit doesn't get the chance. Ed Jovanovski's in front. Malik comes back. Jovanovski's in good position and blocks that shot.
Merrick Malik, the NHL's plus-minus leader, has been doing just about everything right in recent games. Draper stole the puck and threw it out front. Brad May missed with a swipe at it, but he still got it over the blue line, and that was his intention. Draper, Hull, and Maltby together now. As Dave Lewis plays like Scotty Bowman. He starts to juggle his lines.
The first period is brought to you by General Motors and all its divisions. Visit us at gmcanada.com.
Red Wings and the Vancouver Canucks in a scoreless tie. 3 shots on goal, 2 of them by Vancouver. Manny Legacy is the only goaltender who's had to make a big save early in the game. They really haven't started to go at each other yet.
Trevor Linden, another good face-off against Steve Yzerman. The Vancouver Canucks have just been dynamite in the face-off circle from the start of the season on.
Linden, Cook, and Arvidsson playing against Yzerman, Whitney, and Shanahan. Gary Fisher, Ray Whitney, off-season acquisition as a free agent, and the puck was knocked onto the Red Wing bench, so play is stopped. Look at Vancouver's first periods. Now that's a good start.
When you approach the record for scoring first, you have the good first period stats, but not only goals by period, shots by period, and we talked about face-offs already, and Vancouver has out-hit their opponents badly, especially in this building.
A face-off win by Brendan Morrison, and Brent Sopel is back into his own zone to collect the puck. Datsyuk, McCarty, and Zetterberg play together now. Watching the Naslund-Bertuzzi-Morrison line. Schneider and Lidstrom, the defensive pair against Vancouver's top unit. Matthias Olin. Banked the puck ahead for Marcus Naslund, and the play goes offside. Very calculated start to this game.
Detroit trying to get their goals against down, and obviously they're going to play a lot tighter defensively. And Marcus Naslund, the Vancouver Canucks, having some problems getting over the blue line with control as Detroit's trying to jam up the center of the ice.
Here's Zetterberg with McCarty barreling for the net. The shot deflected, and Kluche had to make a good save. Sopel got a little piece of that trying to block it. Here's Marcus Naslund, the Vancouver captain. Stood up at the blue line by Matthew Schneider, and that forces the play offside. Now, John, Matthias Olin and Nick Lidstrom are playing against each other a lot tonight. I don't think it's a stretch that these are the 2 best defensemen in the National Hockey League.
Yes, and even though we don't care who's underneath,
which one is which,
they're both Swedish defensemen. They're both very, very good. But the best players on their team, and whoever plays with them, and I think that's indicative of being in the elite in the league, no matter who plays with them, are much better players. And you look at Brent Sopel playing with Olin, and Sopel didn't really establish himself until he started playing with Matthias Olin. And anybody who plays with Nick Lidstrom, you're bound to look better and be a lot better player.
Now, the biggest difference is that Oland is I think, bigger and a little more physical player than Lidstrom. You could get some argument from people who would say, well, Blake should be in that mix, or Chris Pronger once he gets healthy and back into the lineup playing the way he can. And I don't think it's a stretch at all to say they're the two best defensemen in the NHL. Here's Keane with a steal. He moves out front. Can he get a shot? Draper stayed with him. Didn't take a penalty and wouldn't let him shoot.
After a giveaway by Jason Woolley.
Woolley was the seventh defenseman until Hatcher got hurt. Hull had the puck tipped away from him. Draper was trying to set him up back the other way. Naslund slipped at the blue line, lost his footing and fell down. Back the other way, Draper overskated the puck. Brendan Morrison comes up with it, rights himself and gets the puck to Todd Bertuzzi into the middle. Bertuzzi for Naslund, swept away. Merrick Malik kept the puck in. Fisher trying to check Naslund. The pass to Bertuzzi. Tip. Jovanovski shoots. Legacy the save. Rebound is cleared by the Red Wings down the ice. No second chance. Now things start to move a little faster.
Jason Woolley goes back and he has Mike Keane right on him. Woolley, instead of going off the boards, tries to go back up the middle. He hits Keane in the foot. But Keane, good play by Manny Legacy. See that quick poke check. And Keane lost control. Detroit came back.
Draper arrived on the scene and tied up Keane's stick.
Legacy gave his teammates a little time to come back with that poke check.
Now Mike knows about the Red Wings and an intense rivalry with Colorado. And he can renew it to a certain extent here. There's Nick Lidstrom, who's won the Norris Trophy for the last 3 straight seasons.
Averages around 30 minutes a game and plays most of the power plays for Detroit. And people see the stats, and all his points this season have come with the man advantage. And Matthias Ohlund doesn't play as much power play time for Mark Crawford.
But Nick Lidstrom is so good defensively. He doesn't hit, but he checks. And he's so good with his stick. And mighty strong. Jovanovski and Malik back at the blue line switch places. Yuri Fisher gets the puck and moves it up to Boyd Devereaux, who tipped it outside the blue line. He's with Holmstrom. Jason Williams against the Sedins and Jason King. King in on Fisher to Jovanovski. Snaps a shot and Legacy made the save. Henrik Sedin was right on the puck. The Sedins and King look sharp tonight. They're skating well and have good jump early. Out at center, Devereaux swept the puck away from Jovanovski. Williams flies after it. Kluche trying to clear it. Fisher kept it in with a shot at what he thought might be an open net. There's a penalty coming up to Vancouver. Holmstrom, Devereaux's in front. So is Fisher. Holmstrom fending off Jovanovski. Daniel Sedin finally gets to the puck and the penalty will be called. And the first power play of the game goes to Detroit as Merrick Malik goes off.
A little tug on the back of the leg and Merrick Malik is going off. Here's the push on the knee. Right in front of the referee, and that's why the fans here don't like it. Jason Williams was leaning, trying to protect the puck. Malik ends up with the tripping penalty.
Best power play in the league goes to work. In the last time these two teams met, the last game they played, Red Wings scored 1 goal in 5 seconds on a power play, another goal in 9 seconds at the start of a power play. They've scored 5 goals in their last 4 games with a man advantage, and they've scored power play goals in 9 of their 11 games. Lidstrom and Schneider man the points. Steve Yzerman's on the ice. Thomas Holmstrom to go to the front of the net. Brendan Shanahan out there as well as Schneider dumps the puck in. Kluche's out to meet it. With Sammy Salo killing the penalty with Matthias Ohlund, Trevor Linden, Magnus Arvidsson. All 4 will change now. 40 seconds into the penalty to Merrick Malik. Nick Lidstrom. Pavel Datsyuk now. Henrik Zetterberg with Fred Hull going to the front of the net. In behind the goal, Hull awaits the arrival of the puck, trying to relay it to Schneider. He gambles and pitches along the boards. And Jovanovski swatted the puck out of his own zone. 52 seconds to go in the penalty. Nick Lidstrom gives the puck to Datsyuk in a crowd, and he gets a hold of it, takes the shot, and he missed the net. Some good fortune to get the puck. Ray Whitney. Offside. Just right on the line. Very close play. And the puck just came out over the line.
Communication is so important between goaltender and defenseman. Look at this play by Dan Kluche. Now Sammy Salo hollered at him. Kluche. The nice little touch pass, and it's an easy play for Salo to get it down. Instead of playing it on his forehand, good communication, and there it goes. And it's so important. Goaltenders look like bad puck handlers a lot of times because their defensemen don't communicate.
Half a minute to go in this power play, and the Canucks get another face-off and clear the puck to the Red Wing line. Chris Chelios is on the ice. Steve Yzerman back to take over. Jason Woolley, hard shoot in. Overload the right side to try and come up with the puck. Yzerman does in behind the net. Shanahan beaten to the puck by Salo to Trevor Linden. He'll get out with 15 seconds to go in the power play and sends the puck all the way down the ice. The fans boo Chris Chelios as Yzerman shoots the puck in. Merrick Malik is back on. Red Wings are 0 for 1 with a man advantage and didn't look sharp on that power play. Canucks didn't let them get set up. They didn't get a shot on goal on the power play. An icing call against Detroit in a scoreless game on Sportsnet. Welcome back to General Motors Place. I'm Jim Houston with John Garrett, Dan Murphy. You're watching Rogers Sportsnet Pacific. Vancouver and Detroit in a game that really hasn't broken out yet. One power play for Detroit. They didn't get a shot. 0 for 1 with a man advantage. Here's Jason King off the wing. Takes the shot. Manny Legacy got a little piece of it. Henrik Sedin hit the side of the net. Daniel Sedin with the puck. Reverses behind the net. Oops. Henrik ran into Jason King. And the Red Wings got the puck. Good back check by King to steal a pass and turn Henrik Sedin loose the other way. His shot's wide of the net. Henrik missed the net with a rare slap shot and maybe 6 months before he takes another one, John.
Yes.
He was mad at himself when he missed the net from that angle, too. Chelios back for the puck, and there's an icing call against Vancouver. Dan.
Believe it or not, there are still 65 single tickets left for next Saturday's game versus the Wild. Call 280-4400. And if you're looking for a pair of seats, log on to Canucks.com/Prime Seat Club. Jason King helping out the defenseman there, guys.
Here he runs into Henrik Sedin. Both of them trapped behind the goal line. So what do? Bury the head and get back as fast as you can. And there, good back check by Jason King.
Even if you're not scoring, that'll keep you away from Manitoba. Matthias Ola tips the puck in off of Naslin's stick and over the glass and out of play.
And I don't care what Don Whitman says. Winnipeg this time of year is not a nice place to be.
There's the veteran Chris Chelios playing with Yuri Fisher. This should be an excellent pair. Red Wings defense is still pretty good without Darian Hatcher, isn't it? And Fisher is right back to where he was in his development before he blew a knee last year. Dave Lewis is pretty happy with what he sees from this enormous man. Naslund with Bertuzzi and Morrison. There's Pavel Datsyuk, just like Jason King, back the other way. There's a loose puck. Zetterberg after it. Sopel beat him to it and cleared it away. But he's scrambling right now. Chelios. Fisher just onside from McCarty. Sopel will try and turn the play back the other way. An uneventful shift for Vancouver's big line. Comes to an end as Henrik Zetterberg moves into the attacking zone for the Red Wings. Stood up at the line by Brian Allen. Sedin's right back on here with Jason King. Allen chips the puck ahead. Daniel Sedin. King's going to the net. Here's a good back check by Thomas Holmstrom to lift the stick of Daniel. Here's a 3-on-2. Dandino has joined the rush. Devereaux to Dandino. Shoots! That was blocked before it got through. Brian Allen battles for the puck. He's got two Red Wings there, but he makes the play to Daniel Sedin along the boards. He's tracked down and checked by Dandino. Holmstrom goes after the puck, and the play is stopped offside. 5:55 is the time remaining in the first period. This game awaits its first goal. We're back after this. Our Chevrolet hockey poll tonight brought to you by Chevrolet for all life's roads. What will happen to Cujo? Log on to sportsnet.ca and answer the question. Will he be traded soon? Outplay Hasek? Traded later in the season? Three-man rotation?
None of the above.
Manny Legacy with Curtis Joseph as his backup tonight. Magnus Arvidsson has the puck. Matt Cook to Trevor Linden, trying to make the puck settle down, and he can't. Malik and Jovanovski back up and regroup. Again, Linden's line playing against Yzerman, Shanahan, and Whitney. Yzerman tracked down by Magnus Arvidsson. Shanahan is right there. His pass is picked off by Marek Malik, and he starts out with a nice pass across the ice to Jovanovski. Up the middle to Cook. Tipped away from him. And the play is offside once again.
Here's a look at Manny Legacy starting his third straight game for the Detroit Red Wings with the injuries. Well, here he is as a backup for the Vancouver Canucks. Kevin Weeks, Gar Snow.
He never did play with Vancouver. He was a Canuck for 12 days at the start of the 99-2000 season before he was claimed on waivers by the Red Wings. So he doesn't even qualify as one of the 15 goaltenders they've had in the last 7 years.
No.
He would be the 16th when he didn't get into a game, other than being the backup. Sammy Salo leaves the puck for his partner Brian Allen. Up the boards from Mike Keane, kept in by Kirk Maltby, with Chris Draper and Brett Hull now on their wing. Draper, Maltby, misfired. Hull, pitchfork down by Salo, and Salo's going to get a penalty. The referees tonight, by the way, are Dan Marawelli and Brad Watson, who made that call. And he'll put Detroit on the power play for the second time in the game.
Well, this could be interference or cross-checking. Here Salo gives Hull the shove before the puck gets there. And it's going to be called cross-checking. Not a very vicious one, but before the puck got there, definitely.
The fans think this one is as questionable as the first one to Marek Malik. So the Red Wings go to the power play for the second time. They didn't get a shot on their first one. Henrik Zetterberg got in and got the puck away from Matthias Ohlund. To Nick Lidstrom, Zetterberg. Back in the slot, Brett Hull looking for some open ice. Comes over to get the puck. He's with Datsuk and Zetterberg. Zetterberg's number 40. Datsuk stays up on the boards and takes the pass. In the middle is Nick Lidstrom. Sneaking in is Whitney off the left point. Datsuk looks at the net. Screen shot. That's blocked by Brian Allen. Ray Whitney. Zetterberg gets a shot away. Couldn't get it away quick enough, and it was blocked. There's some real confidence being shown in young Brian Allen on killing a penalty against the Red Wings with Matthias Ohlund. Now he goes off, and Jovanovski comes on. Pavel Datsuk. You have to use Allen with Salo, who would normally start the penalty kill, in the penalty box. Just over a minute to go in the power play for the Red Wings, their second of the game. Nick Lidstrom slowly into the attacking zone. Jovanovski wrapped up by Holmstrom. Yzerman is there. Shanahan, the third member of the attacking group, after the puck. And the Canucks win the battle. Jovanovski to Arvidsson and out. 3.5 to go in the period. 40 seconds left in the penalty to Salo. And the vaunted Red Wing power play comes to center once again. Yzerman, nowhere to go. Slowed up at the line, offside.
You're right about Brian Allen and his poise and killing penalties against Detroit. Confidence from the coach. Good positioning by Allen. No panic, no panic. Just get in position, get in the way. Use that big body. He blocks the shot and then stood up well at the blue line and forced the Red Wings offside in the last play.
Well, if you think the young player is progressing, eventually he has to be playing in situations just like that, doesn't he? If he's going to develop and be the top player that they think he can be.
Just for his own confidence.
Slowly but surely, they're feeding him more and more big-time ice time. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Matthew Schneider to Jason Woolley, to nobody in particular. Last 10 seconds of the power play. Woolley will try that over. Draper off the boards, picked off by the reach of Allen. He got a lucky bounce to Morrison as Salo returns to the ice. Morrison's on his own. Bertuzzi trying to catch up. Morrison spins, won't give up the puck. Sopel came into the front of the net. Bertuzzi poised to shoot. Good stick there by Matthew Schneider. Marcus Naslund put on the brakes, trying to spin away from Kirk Maltby. Bertuzzi takes over. Bumped and knocked down by Fisher, and the puck went to Legacy, and he hangs on for a faceoff.
Brendan Morrison gets a nice bounce off the linesman. Has it at center ice. Head up, looking for Todd Bertuzzi. Goes around Matthew Schneider, and then Yuri Fisher tries to play him. He goes right around him. But the Red Wings have been very good defensively in their own zone. There's Schneider with the stick out, making the play.
Jason King, as the Canucks got possession of another faceoff with some hard work. McCarty trying to wrap up Henrik Sedin. And the puck squirts loose, and Chris Chelios is there to take it. 2 minutes to go in the period. A titanic defensive struggle here. Neither team giving up much, and the Red Wings have had 2 power plays and haven't had a shot on goal with a man advantage. Good shot blocking, some great positional play by Vancouver.
The shots are 4-2 with a minute 40 left.
Good grief, you'd think it was Pittsburgh and Chicago playing. Marcus Naslund stole the puck in with Todd Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi shoots, he scores! Todd Bertuzzi and 18,000 of his closest friends in the building are much relieved.
We put the reverse whammy on it, Jim, by talking about no production. Marcus Naslund, the turnover, and Yuri Fisher is trapped. It's a 2-on-1. Todd Bertuzzi, a left-hand shot, good angle, up and over. There's the turnover. Now Fisher is caught flat-footed. Beautiful play by Marcus Naslund to Todd Bertuzzi. Not much room over Manny Legacy. And Bertuzzi right under the bar.
A 10-game goalless drought has come to an end for Todd Bertuzzi. His second of the season, hadn't scored since the first goal Vancouver got this season against Calgary on their opening night. And he makes it 1-0 for the Canucks. Bertuzzi from Naslund at 18:32. And we reach the last minute of play in the first period, and for the 12th consecutive game, Vancouver has scored first, tying a National Hockey League record to start the season. Brendan Morrison, tape to tape up the middle to Matt Cook. He's double teamed. Nick Lidstrom. To Brett Hull, advances the puck and heads off. Sammy Salo back the other way with half a minute to go in the period. Morrison stole the puck from Dandeneau. Naslund's out front, so is Bertuzzi. The centering pass didn't get there. Mark Crawford snuck his top line on the ice for one more shift before the end of the period, and here's Todd Bertuzzi. Off the boards, he'll chase it himself. Schneider forced back by Bertuzzi. He knew he was there, and he moved the puck in a hurry. Schneider cut off by Morrison. Centering pass, Yzerman can't find it. Marcus Naslund does. Just about out of time in the period. Bertuzzi looks to the net, passes back to the blue line, and he runs out of time. Ryan Allen couldn't get a shot away, but Bertuzzi has scored for the first time since opening night, and Vancouver has the lead.
And again, very opportunistic. The Detroit Red Wings didn't give up much to the Vancouver Canucks, but Marcus Naslund with a steal at the blue line, the turnover, and the Canucks making the most of very limited chances.
A play we've grown accustomed to. Bertuzzi from Naslund. Canucks have the lead.
The first period is brought to you by General Motors and all its divisions. Visit us at gmcanada.com.
Just 7 shots on goal in the first period, but the Canucks got the one that really counted, coming up close to home as Bertuzzi's given Vancouver the lead.
He was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame this evening, and tomorrow he will be Jim Houston's guest on Snapshots. It is Pat LaFontaine, 6 o'clock and 8:30 tomorrow. Brian Allen in the first period getting a chance to kill penalties for the Canucks. He's out there against some of the best forwards in the league. Flicks off Brendan Shanahan and then killing the penalty late, getting in the lane and doing just otherwise a fine job on the Canucks blue line this evening. Physical play as well. He joins me, and first off, the guys upstairs talking about the confidence Mark Crawford has in you. Is it nice to get the tap to kill penalties, especially against a team like this?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, I mean, it only makes yourself, like you said, feel more confident and be able to go out there and play with confidence. So, you know, it's definitely a positive thing for me right now.
How do you prepare for a game like this when you know you're going to have to face guys like Yzerman, Shanahan, Datsuk, Zetterberg?
I think it's just trying to be consistent. You know what I mean? They got 4 lines that can score, and you never know who you're going to be against. But they're all deadly, so you got to be aware and you got to be on top of your game the whole time.
When these two teams played just under 3 weeks ago, 30 shots combined in the first period. Tonight, less than 10. I guess both teams game plan to play a little better defensively?
Yeah, for sure. I think both teams realize that both teams have a lot of offense. So, you got to crack down and you got to make the right plays and play strong defensively.
Thanks for joining us, Brian.
Thank you, Murph.
Brian Allen of the Vancouver Canucks. We'd like to remind you that you can entertain groups of 18 to 40 at a Canucks game. Booked now for January to March. Call 899-GOAL or log on to Canucks.com/suites. We're through one period, and Todd Bertuzzi's got his second of the season. The Canucks are up 1-0.
Todd Bertuzzi scored the first goal of Vancouver's season and the 39th goal of Vancouver's season, his second, and I would think that's a huge relief for Todd.
A beautiful shot by Todd Bertuzzi. He took his time. He waited for Manny Legacy to go down. Didn't have a whole lot of room, but picked the spot.
Manny Legacy with Curtis Joseph backing him up. Dom Hasek is injured. Dan Kluche's at the other end of the rink. Just 7 shots on goal in the first period. There were just 2 Red Wings that had shots. That was Shanahan and Zetterberg, and only 3 Canucks, King, Jovanovski, and Bertuzzi.
Canucks did a good job of blocking shots in that first period, getting in the shooting lanes, but Detroit really didn't fire a whole lot.
Here's Chris Draper, sent in, he shoots, and Kluche makes a nice save out on top of the crease. Didn't give him much on a setup by Brett Hull, but Chris Draper got in for a good shot.
Left-hand shot down the left wing, and Dan Kluche out well. Cuts down the angle, look at where he is. Out past the crease.
Scoring summary is brought to you by Moore's Clothing for Men. Well made, well priced, well dressed. Todd Bertuzzi, just in the nick of time, made sure we had something to put on it. Red Wings win the draw. Fisher's shot. Kluche the save, and he whacks the rebound away to the boards with Draper crashing into Kluche. Jovanovski there, and Dan accidentally on purpose gives Draper a whack as he gets up and leaves. Jovanovski back for the puck to Artem Chubarov with Brad May and Mike Keane, Merrick Malik. To Jovanovski. Keane tips the puck through into the attacking zone. Yuri Fisher's back, looking around. He's bumped by Brad May, who jarred the puck loose. Now he's trying to get possession. May couldn't put the puck out front. Maltby collapsed to the net to help. To Brendan Shanahan with Yzerman. Matthew Schneider. There's a pass for Yzerman in the air. He touched it but couldn't knock it down. Sammy Salo back the other way. Artem Chubarov with a long shot, stopped by Manny Legacy. Vancouver's changing on the fly. Schneider flushed out by Marcus Naslund. Fisher tipped by Shanahan through to Ray Whitney. Allen's got an angle on him, gets to the puck first. And knocked the puck loose for Todd Bertuzzi to Brendan Morrison. Naslund breaking through the middle, takes the pass, in alone! Hit the post! Morrison shoots, he scores! Brendan Morrison finished what Marcus Naslund started, and Vancouver has a 2-0 lead.
Look at the speed of Marcus Naslund. Brendan Shanahan can't catch him. It's off the post. Everybody goes for Naslund. 3 Detroit Red Wings go for Naslund, and nobody has the head on the swivel looking for the trailer. 3 Red Wings. And there's Brendan Morrison all by himself. Bad angle. And still able to get it up and over Manny Legacy.
I think maybe what he was laughing about is that he's been collecting the garbage for his 2 line mates for a couple of games now. Johnny on the spot he was. He got a beauty on a missed stick handle by Bertuzzi in Phoenix. Can of corn, as we'd say.
Yes. The one in Phoenix was easy. It was right in front of the net. That one, he was almost on the goal line.
Yeah.
I didn't think he had much of an angle.
But he had a big net.
He had a big net.
He made a great pass to get that started as well. Morrison now has points in 8 consecutive games. Marcus Naslund has a pair of assists. Todd Bertuzzi has 2 points, and the Big Lions having a good start. And Vancouver has a 2-0 lead, and I wonder what that will do to change this game. Naslund gets loose, got away from Schneider, has Sopel up with him. Sopel can't get the shot away. Schneider came back to catch Brent Sopel. Vancouver's threatening to take this game away from the Red Wings completely. Calculated defensive struggle in the first period. Now the Red Wings are behind by a couple, and I wonder if it might open up and become the game we expected it to be, with all sorts of scoring chances. Merrick Malik and Jovanovski. Jason King and the Sedins had a very good first period without getting great chances. Here's Henrik Sedin with some room, takes a shot, tipped by Daniel Sedin over top of the net, and Legacy got a piece of that as well. Here's King, backhander, doesn't get through, knocked away by Nick Lidstrom. Puck is still in front of the net, and Lidstrom clears it outside the blue line. Morrison from Naslund and Bertuzzi at 1:26. And the big line struck late in the first and early in the second, and Vancouver has the 2-0 lead. On behalf of the Safeway Score and Win contest and Robin Hood Flour, Jane Redden of West Vancouver's won a Karcher pressure washer. Congratulations. And our next Score and Win winner, courtesy of Safeway and Robin Hood Flour, is Kim Marie Norbury of Kamloops, who's won a Kodak Easy Share digital camera and dock.
First period, Detroit consciously playing tight defense. They had allowed 18 goals in their previous 4 games, but now trailing 2-0. You're right, Jim. They're going to have to open it up.
And Vancouver's task will be to try and prevent them from doing so. Morrison, Bertuzzi, Naslund on the ice against Holmstrom. Williams, Devereaux, Brendan Morrison. Marcus Naslund again, in on Fisher, the centering pass. Chelios got back to intercept it. Here's Thomas Holmstrom. On the fly, down the wing is Williams. Devereaux in front, Holmstrom's taken down, and the puck goes loose to the corner. I was looking to see if an arm would go up on Brendan Morrison. Bertuzzi's after the puck. Fisher steered the puck away from him. Naslund for Bertuzzi, just onside, takes the shot, Legacy the save, and he'll have to play the puck. There's no Canucks around. They've started a change. Yuri Fisher, watched by Matt Cook, the lone forechecker. Arvidsson in on the left wing now. Straight up the middle. Offside for Vancouver. Dan.
I'd like to tell you that tonight's game is being brought to you by this week's featured Safeway participating product, Robin Hood Flour, helping you bake better. Canucks scoring leaders looking more familiar now.
Yes, they are, aren't they?
After the Columbus game, where the big line had 9 points in that one, dominating here again tonight.
5 points from the big line. Here's Arvidsson with a shot. He has points in 4 consecutive games. His shot there hit a skate. Brendan Shanahan stripped of the puck. There to pick it up is Ray Whitney to Steve Yzerman. Headed for the net. Malik took the man. The puck went loose. Yzerman again. Centering pass. There's Marek Malik. In defense of his goaltender. Swept the puck away. Got it away from Whitney. Pokes it ahead to Linden. Out comes Vancouver trying to make it a 3-on-2. Broken up by Jason Woolley. Matt Cook got the puck. Linden's in front. Arvidsson comes up late. Heads for the front of the net. The puck goes to the net. Legacy stops it. Arvidsson gets it. He'll cycle in the corner for Trevor Linden. Working against Matthew Dandeneau. Shanahan off the boards and out to center. Matthias Olin to Magnus Arvidsson. Checked by Steve Yzerman. Shanahan got the puck and lost it. Detroit will change on the fly. And the puck is shot in by Vancouver to facilitate a change. Jason Woolley. Again, the Canucks have 4 men in the neutral zone. Only Chubarov forechecking. And he not very aggressively. Matthias Olin. Brad May with Chubarov and Keane coming up late. May shoots the puck in for Keane to go after on the left wing. Knocked the puck loose. Chubarov couldn't get it. Matthew Schneider did. Brett Hall into the middle for Pavel Datsyuk. Henrik Zetterberg. Puck was a little bit behind him. He had to reach back. Then he's hit in the corner by Brent Sopel. Datsyuk with Zetterberg. Hall goes to the front of the net. So does Schneider, and he's stopped by Cloutier. Pretty play. Great save. And Dan Cloutier is sharp.
Matthew Schneider sneaks in from the point, and Dan Cloutier positioning. Gets the knees down, gets the stick down. Hit me, and there he is. He's in good position, and that's what Matthew Schneider does.
Hasn't been particularly busy, but he's made a couple of good saves here in the second period. Daniel Sedin's after the puck as it's cleared by Manny Legacy. Jason King couldn't get it. Kirk Maltby to Chris Draper. He can flat out fly. He's got Chelios with him. Chelios shoots. Cloutier to save, and he makes sure there's no rebound for Draper. Vancouver leads 2-0. You're watching Rogers Sportsnet Pacific from Vancouver. Vancouver Canucks have had a great start in 2003. Better than last year's, but it'll be tough to match the November numbers, won't it?
Player of the month last year, Dan Cloutier.
Red Hall banned right off the faceoff, and he doesn't opt and miss from there. Chris Draper knocked into the Vancouver net yet again. Here's Henrik Sedin. Daniel heads for the net. So does King coming up late. Daniel into help now. And Yuri Fisher steps in front of him. But Daniel Sedin gets the puck. Lost the handle on it. Fisher stays with him. Whacks him from behind just as he was hit by Chris Draper. And the puck is shot right back in. An icing call against Vancouver.
The second period is brought to you by the Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
A little hack and whack here. Chris Draper trying to get his team going. His Daniel Sedin.
Hate it when that happens. I think he just said that. Puck's right on Cloutier again, and he knocked it down. Nick Lidstrom. Matthew Schneider. Lidstrom with Zetterberg, Datsuk, and now Brendan Shanahan as the lines have been altered, playing together.
We're anticipating this game with great delight because two top scoring teams that get their defense involved, like to score or like to try and create scoring chances. The first time they met, 71 shots on goal by both teams. And Jim, I would say that was the best game we have covered so far this season.
By a country mile. But the Red Wings on a rare 5-game winless streak, trying to close the door here, play it tight to the vest, get a road win. Canucks a very confident team right now, trying to keep their unblemished home record intact and off to a good start with a 2-0 lead against the Red Wings. Todd Bertuzzi left the puck behind. Brendan Morrison gets it. Naslund with him on his off wing. They switch and the puck is dumped in. Naslund will go in after Schneider for Nick Lidstrom. Bouncing puck. Just bumps it ahead to Pavel Datsuk and gets it back. Lidstrom to Datsuk. Vancouver started to change, so has Detroit. Ryan Allen, Sammy Salo, up the boards to Todd Bertuzzi. Brendan Morrison has the puck behind him. Darren McCarty put the puck behind Ray Whitney. And the Canucks take over. Bertuzzi at the end of his shift. Chases Jason Woolley back. Dandino up the boards to McCarty. Left the puck there. Steve Yzerman to Ray Whitney. Trevor Linden is back. Yzerman. McCarty screening in front of the net. In behind the net. Ray Whitney gets a hold of the puck to McCarty. Tipped and he couldn't handle it. And out come the Canucks 2-on-2. Magnus Arvidsson with some room in on Woolley. Trying to fight him off. Plays the puck back for Linden, but McCarty got back to get it. Darren McCarty to Whitney. In his skates, he can't take the pass. Detroit will change. Vancouver trying to take advantage. Salo at the end of his shift dumps the puck in. He wants to get off the ice. Holmstrom. Pass the puck right by defenseman Yuri Fisher. In comes Brad May. A collision along the boards. Matt Cook comes in to get the puck against Jason Williams. Leaves it behind the net for Brad May. Dandino's all over him. Chubarov in support. May's pinned by Dandino. Chubarov cut away from Williams. The wraparound. And Manny Legacy played it perfectly. And he's got a hold of the puck.
This is good control by the checking line for the Vancouver Canucks. Brad May along the boards and Artem Chubarov in support. Uses his size and reach, and Manny Legacy, you're right, Jim, perfectly paddled down, foot tight to the post, made that save on the wraparound.
It wasn't particularly pretty in the corner, but it's one of those little battles that coaches talk about that you have to win.
And again, good communication. Brad May had it frozen, and Chubarov came in, obviously hollered at him. May let it loose. Chubarov with the chance.
Here's Chris Draper with a long shot, deflected right onto Cloutier, and he squeezes the puck and hangs on. 2 goals in the game, both for Vancouver's big line.
Marcus Naslund to Todd Bertuzzi. Good wrist shot. Patience up and over Manny Legacy. And then Marcus Naslund on the breakaway. Here's the breakaway. Legacy's beaten. It's off the post, and Brendan Morrison, almost from the goal line, flies the far side. That last save by Dan Cloutier, the puck was tipped by Jovanovski. Tough save, but Cloutier out, top of the crease, had hit him in the chest, and good positioning. In the last 3 games, he has almost been flawless just by being in the right spot and getting hit.
Notice Todd Bertuzzi lifting the weight off his shoulders after he scored the goal. Red Wings win the draw. Brett Hull, Matthew Schneider takes the shot. Cloutier the save. Zetterberg twists and turns, trying to get away from Brent Sokol. Backhanded wraparound, good poke check by Cloutier. He's doing everything right with great confidence. Datsuk keeps the puck in. All of this off a one face-off for Detroit. Naslund off the boards, down the ice. Lidstrom's back, Morrison's right on it. Schneider. Brett Hull with Datsuk and Zetterberg again. Zetterberg. Round on the boards for Hull. Can't center it, taken away by Marcus Naslund. Out he starts. Bertuzzi's with him on the right wing. Up comes Morrison on the left. And the puck goes into the right wing corner. Bertuzzi's on it first. Poked it in front of the net. Cleared by Nick Lidstrom. Morrison. Naslund. Bertuzzi kicks the puck up. Malik went to the corner. Bertuzzi leaves the puck for Ed Jovanovski to the net. Tip knocked down in front. And cleared by Pavel Datsuk. Detroit's on a change. Here come the Canucks again. Marek Malik dangling in over the blue line, and Marcus Naslund was dazzled by him and offside. 2-0 Vancouver. You're watching Molson Canucks hockey on Sportsnet.
Johan Hedberg and Curtis Joseph. Curtis Joseph doesn't even have a Detroit Red Wing hat on. He's got a Nike hat on. I wonder if he's getting a deal from Nike. They make $8 million of you. Oh yeah, I'll wear your hat if I'm a backup goaltender. I'll get another $10 a night.
I don't think they would have given him a lot of money for that, presuming as the Canucks' Jason King put the puck in the net with a rocket of a one-timer to make it 3-0. What a shot.
I didn't think that one was going to go in either, Jim. There's Jason King, and Manny Legacy's not going to like this one because he saw it all the way and casually back in his net. Here the puck comes out. Jason King just spins around, lets it go. It's rolling a little bit. And Manny Legacy has it go up and over his right shoulder and in. Harmless looking play, and in it goes. All the chances they've had in the last few games, and then they get a goal like that.
Never a bad shot on goal, and he just wheeled on that one. And King has his 4th goal of the season. And Vancouver has a commanding 3-0 lead. An unassisted goal by King at 10:56.
Now if you're Dave Lewis, do you look to Curtis Joseph, who is...
Apparently he can't play.
Can't play?
He of the Nike hat deal.
Yes. If you can't play, what are you doing sitting on the bench?
Somebody has to back up. I suppose he could in an emergency. And he may play in Calgary tomorrow night. Here's Jason King jumping to the puck in the neutral zone, moving in on Fisher, and at the end of his shift, he just makes sure the puck gets deep and heads for the bench. Matthew Schneider. Magnus Arvidsson. Trevor Linden, Matt Cook again playing against Yzerman's line. Here's Linden with a shot. Rolling puck. Matt Cook gets to it. Couldn't put it on net. Linden again in front. One-timer. He battles for the puck. Continues to battle against Yzerman and gets the puck to Matt Cook. Cook back into the corner by Arvidsson. Yzerman. Stepping in front of him is Trevor Linden. Linden fends off the Detroit captain. Sammy Salo into the slot. Arvidsson's in front of the net. It's the soft shoot in by Salo so Arvidsson can get it. What a shift for the checking line. Salo to Cook into the skates of Schneider. And finally the Red Wings get the puck out of their own zone. Shanahan rink wide to Nick Lidstrom. He dumps the puck in and Detroit will change on the fly. Nick Lidstrom. Shift coming to an end for this Vancouver checking line, and a beauty of a shift it was. They played keep away. That's the way to check the Red Wings top line, or one of them. And the puck goes over the glass into the netting, out of play. And Jason King with an unassisted goal, his 4th of the season. by swiping a free club card. Beatrice Aka of Vancouver's won a wireless cell phone and Fido airtime package courtesy of Safeway and Robin Hood Flour.
Turnover, rolling puck, teed up by Jason King. 38-footer, up and over Manny Legacy.
Red Wings barge to the net. Woolley's shot didn't get through. McCarty, Dandino's shot just wide of the net. Woolley banging in the puck. The net has been knocked loose, pushed back on by the referee, and play continues. Jason Woolley from McCarty. He's headed to the bench on a change, and the puck got in his skates. Here's Artem Chubarov. Keane heads to the net. The pass knocked away by Dandino. Merrick Malik into Mike Keane. Mays in front. The pass doesn't get through. They'll bang away at it. Manny Legacy covers up as the teams get chances at either end.
Dan Kluche with a couple of good saves right from the face-off. Tries to get over. Jason Woolley hits the side of the net. The net's off as Kluche came by. And Dan Maruelli just gives it a little slide back onto the peg.
Veteran referee didn't want play to stop. Red Wings win the draw again. Legacy lost his stick and Chelios gave it back to him. Datsuk's pass knocked down by Marcus Naslund with Morrison and Bertuzzi. Fishery and Chelios play catch. Up the boards, the pass from Chelios was behind Henrik Zetterberg. Matthias Olin steps in front of him now. Up the boards, not out. Chelios kept the puck in. Naslund steps in front of Olin and takes it, then reverses for his defenseman. Brendan Morrison. Cross ice, rushing onto the puck was Sopel. He couldn't find it, but he knocked it ahead, and Marcus Naslund moves onto it. Naslund knocked the puck down, then he was checked. And the puck's forced to center. Brent Sopel. Olin tips the puck ahead. Chelios for Pavel Datsuk with Henrik Zetterberg. Olin swept the puck away at the blue line. Banks it ahead for Marcus Naslund. In with Morrison. Naslund shoots, scores! Deflected on the way through, but it beat Manny Legacy 4-0 Vancouver.
I think this hit Matthew Dandino's stick on the way, but Marcus Naslund makes it count, and here's Naslund, lets the shot go, and Dandino, yes it is, Matthew Dandino gets the stick and gets it up and over his goaltender. A lame attempt to try and tip that one by Dandino as he was backing off the play, and in it goes.
A goal late in the first period by Bertuzzi, now 3 in the second. Morrison, King, Naslund, and here they come again. Daniel's shot is stopped by Manny Legacy as the Canucks turn this into a rout. Marcus Naslund has 7 on the season. Vancouver has a 4-0 lead. Henrik Sedin stapled to the glass by Dandino. Daniel comes in. King is there as well. He takes the puck against Jason Williams and tries to start out of the corner or away from the boards. Thomas Holmstrom out of the reach of his line mate Boyd Devereaux. Shot back in by Ed Jovanovski. Jason Woolley out of his own zone. Dandino's pass tipped ahead by Williams. Didn't get through to Holmstrom. Might have been a 3-on-2, but Cook lost control of the puck. Woolley, checked by Trevor Linden. Kicked loose, Arvidsson to Cook. Williams lifts his stick, but Cook still got a shot away just wide of the net. Arvidsson off the boards for Matt Cook. Watched by Jason Woolley. Linden comes in support and gets the puck. Williams hangs onto him with his stick, and Dandino says that'll be enough of that. And he clears the puck onto the benches, stopping play. Vancouver has a 4-0 lead. Marcus Naslund had the last one for the Canucks. Vancouver captain is back in his rightful place atop Canucks scoring. A goal and 2 assists in this game. His team leads 4-0 and have won the draw. Jovanovski's shot dipped as it was deflected and went wide of the net. Henrik Sedin from his brother Daniel goes to the front of the net. Knocked the puck just wide as he got away from Nick Lidstrom. Jovanovski's shot steered aside by Manny Legacy. Daniel Sedin. Jason King leaves the puck for Henrik Sedin. He's in a battle here with Darren McCarty. Daniel Sedin throws the puck back into the scrum. It gets out to Kirk Maltby. McCarty stands over Henrik Sedin. Maltby and Draper move in with McCarty. The centering pass. Great save by Cloutier on Matthew Schneider, jumping in off the defense to tip the puck on goal. A hard pass got by Jason King and goes the distance. And there's an icing call against Vancouver.
Matthew Schneider didn't get much on that one. He was on his backhand, but again, it's the positioning of Dan Cloutier. Here's a backhand pass. Matthew Schneider just tips it, and Cloutier again, right pad down. Nick Lidstrom jumps up into the play. Detroit down now. Both defensemen jumping up into the play. Dan Cloutier with 13 saves. His two best on Matthew Schneider.
Here's Trevor Linden from Brian Allen. Up the middle. Dumps the puck in. Manny Legacy's out to play it. Bertuzzi knocked the puck down in the corner. He's got Morrison there with him. He fishes the puck out to Marcus Naslund. Back to Morrison. On the inboards for Todd Bertuzzi against Yuri Fisher. Bertuzzi fights him off. Got away from Steve Yzerman. Leaves the puck for Marcus Naslund. Morrison in front. The pass went through the goal mouth. Shanahan battling with Brian Allen out at center. Couldn't get the clearing pass. Puck is tipped back in by Marcus Naslund. Chris Chelios back to get it quickly. Morrison forechecking. Fisher starts out. Brendan Shanahan hooked back by Morrison, who's staying with him. Yzerman goes in after Matthias Olin, who calmly moves the puck away. He's hooked down, and Vancouver will get a power play as the Detroit captain will be penalized here. A hooking call on Yzerman, and Vancouver will go to the power play for the first time in the game.
Now, in a 4-0 game, you have to do something pretty serious to get a penalty if you're the trailing team. And there's Steve Yzerman hauling down Matthias Olin and taking the hooking penalty. Might have been a scoring chance. I think that's why it was called.
For Mark Crawford's team, an awful lot has started to click early in the season, but one thing that hasn't is their big line hasn't had much production on the power play. They've been good 5-on-5. They're really starting to rack up the points, but their power play, they are the first power play unit, and it hasn't been great yet. Daniel and Henrik Sedin out with Jason King to start this power play for Vancouver. Henrik, King's in front of the net. The puck goes there. Daniel Sedin passes off to Henrik. Doesn't want to shoot. King at the side of the net trying to jam it in. Scores! A pair for King. 5-0 Vancouver.
And Jim, you looked at me and I looked at you when the Sedins didn't shoot it. Here's the puck goes to the middle. Here's Jason King, and look at the concentration. Tries to wrap around, the puck's in the air. And Jason King swings at it and bats it out of the air. It's in the air. Manny Legacy doesn't have it. And King finds it before Legacy can.
He's got a knack for scoring goals, and he's got a pair of them tonight. A power play goal, and it's a 5-0 Vancouver lead. Red Wings giving up an awful lot of goals in their recent games and struggling. And this is so unusual for a Detroit-Vancouver game to see the Canucks just rolling over the Red Wings. Here's Mike Keane. Sammy Salos shoots. Big rebound. Knocked down in front of the net. Legacy is in a position to smother it after he made that initial save. Well, Esther Dombrowski of Powell Rivers swiped a free club card, and on behalf of Safeway and Robin Hood Flour has won a Samsung 27-inch CTV color television. And Shirley Yee of Burnaby entered score and win it as one of Hoover floor made courtesy of Safeway and Robin Hood Flour. Congratulations. Last minute of play in the second period. Vancouver 5 and Detroit 0. Trevor Linden trying to clear the puck out of his own zone. Jason Woolley kept it in along the boards. Draper centering pass, tip. And it forces Dandino to chase the puck back to center. Ed Jovanovski. Double teamed in the corner. Kirk Maltby centering pass. Merrick Malik trying to knock the puck away. Picked off by McCarty. Good stick by Magnus Arvidsson to knock the puck out of the air. It was headed for Matthew Schneider. McCarty stripped of the puck by Trevor Linden. Last couple of seconds of the period. And the Canucks will take a 5-0 lead to the dressing room. And Jason King's got a couple of goals, and if he should score one more to register a hat trick, a lucky Safeway shopper will instantly win a prize package consisting of all 8 score and win brand name prizes. The Canucks have been all over Manny Legacy and the Red Wings, ahead by 5.
The second period is brought to you by the Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
4 goals on Manny Legacy in the second period. Morrison, King with a pair, Marcus Naslund, and a 5-0 lead with our greatest hits to come. At General Motors Place in Vancouver, we go to the third period with the Vancouver Canucks leading the Detroit Red Wings 5-0. Second period summary is brought to you by Cal Tire, celebrating 50 years of snow-how. Marcus Naslund with 3 points, 10 points in his last 5 games. Brendan Morrison has points in 8 straight. Also of note tonight, Brian Allen has more ice time than Matthias Olin and is third on the team tonight. He's getting fed a lot of ice time against a very good team.
Makes such a difference when you have confidence in your goaltender to make the save. And Dan Cloutier is making the saves, and at the other end, Manny Legacy is not. And that's the difference. You can see it. The Vancouver Canucks will take some chances. They know their goaltender is going to stop it. And Detroit is very tentative. They're reaching with their sticks. And that's why you get the tip-in goals when your defensemen are lunging from 5 feet away, trying to tip it up and over the crossbar. Manny Legacy is still in. Jim, you and I were wondering out loud during the intermission whether Curtis Joseph would go in. But that's the... When you're the backup goaltender, they don't care if you let in 5, they don't care if you let in 10. Okay, this one's over. You're going to stay in there.
Why are we worried about his confidence?
Yeah, that's right. We don't care about him.
Confidence is the most overused and underrated word in all of sports, and the Red Wings look like they don't have much of it right now. You know, John, this team just lost 3 in a row before they got the tie in Edmonton, and you have to go back 281 games in the NHL schedule to 99-2000 to find a time when this team lost 3 in a row the last time.
Well, that was one of Scotty Bowman's mottos, was we never lose 3 in a row. We might lose 2, but you can bet we'll never lose 3 in a row.
Canucks win the draw. Bertuzzi's shot. Morrison just about cashed in on a Bertuzzi rebound that fluttered to the net and caused Manny Legacy some problems. Brendan Shanahan, Ray Whitney, Jason Williams playing with them now instead of Steve Yzerman. There's Brian Allen out on the ice again with Sammy Salo. Bertuzzi tripped over Brendan Shanahan as he cleared the puck out of his own zone. Matthew Dandino, he's a -3 in the game. Yuri Fisher is the defenseman who's -3. Even Nick Lidstrom's a -1 tonight, and he was a +40 last season. Never been a minus in the NHL, and probably won't be at the end of this season. Is a -4 right now. Henrik Sedin for Jason King, who scored a pair. Chelios back for the puck with Yuri Fisher. King watches from in front of the goal. Fisher's pass too far for Pavel Datsyuk. Henrik Zetterberg in on Matthias Olin. Olin trying to stay with him, and he does, and with his great strength held him off and took the puck away. Henrik to Jason King at the end of a shift. He dumps the puck in and peels off to the bench. Daniel Sedin against Chris Chelios. Fisher cooks right on him and bumps him hard. Jovanovski keeps the puck in, and his stick lifted as he tried to shoot. Brett Hull. He and Shanahan and Yzerman have all been quiet tonight, haven't they? The superstars that are in this game for Detroit.
Go up and down the lineup. The grind line has probably been the only one to play with a little emotion.
Matt Cook. Magnus Arvidsson, the return pass. Schneider's trying to stay with Cook. Centering pass, Trevor Linden shoots, and Manny Legacy stopped him. And the puck is cleared to center by the Red Wings. Magnus Arvidsson back into the attacking zone on his own. His mates are on a change, so he advances the puck in behind the net, turns things over to Mike Keane, Artem Chubarov, and Brad May. With Allen and Sopel. Jason Williams dumps the puck in. And an icing call on the play, a delayed call indeed. Here's Dan.
Molson Canadian Canucks pay-per-view, 16 games you won't see anywhere else. The ticket, $129.95. Next game, the 15th of November versus the Bruins. Go to Canucks.com/PPV for complete details.
Brian Allen has played very well tonight, Jim, but here's one, lack of communication. He's a quiet guy. Now he has to holler at his goaltender what he wants him to do. And just that, not the vocal communication. If he hollers, Dan would have played it. And instead, they stand there, look at each other, and turn it over.
There hasn't been much of that tonight at that end of the rink. Luce up the boards to Brian Allen. Brad May there as well, and he clears the puck to center. It's a bouncing puck for Matthew Dandino. Maltby with the tip in. Red Wings start a change. McCarty trying to flush Allen out. Salo to Morrison trying to relay to Todd Bertuzzi as Vancouver's big line comes onto the ice here. Chelios on a delayed offside. Shanahan at center. Steve Yzerman hasn't played in the third period. Jason Williams has taken his spot on this line with Whitney and Shanahan. Perhaps to rest that surgically repaired left knee.
Looking to the Saddle Dome tomorrow night.
Marcus Naslund stopped by Manny Legacy. And there's some thought that Steve won't play back-to-back games this season, but if he can shut it down early in this one, maybe he can play tomorrow. Here's Williams, passes off. Chelios, Williams can't put it in. The net is wide open. Even though it was off, Chelios had run into Kluche. They'll push and shove, and the Red Wings couldn't put the puck in the open net. And it may not have counted anyway because the net was rocking on its posts with Kluche out of the play to the side of it, and the puck bouncing around like a pinball in the crease or near it.
And here's Williams, passes instead of shooting. Here's another shot. Dan Kluche makes the save. Williams has it on his backhand. And Brent Sopel got a little piece of that one and tipped it up and over the bar.
Been some good shot blocking tonight. Lucky and otherwise.
Yes, first period in particular, when Detroit only had 2 shots on goal, Vancouver blocked a number of chances.
In fact, the block shots were the highlights of the first period.
Yes.
Saved the Bertuzzi goal late in it. Henrik Zetterberg's in after the puck 5 minutes into the second period. With Hull and Datsuk. Zetterberg to Brett Hull. His shot went off the skate of Datsuk coming out from behind the goal. Jason King with the Sedins turn the puck over in the neutral zone. Zetterberg trying to get away from Marek Malik. He's hooked down, and Detroit will get a power play here in the third period, trailing 5-0.
Marek Malik, who took a tripping penalty in the first period, is going to get a hooking penalty here. Zetterberg going wide, Malik with the stick under his arm, and Zetterberg goes down a little too easily for Malik's liking, and that's what he was saying.
Still a rare turnover in the neutral zone. Sent the Red Wings in with some speed and caused the penalty. This power play has had 2 chances tonight to work, but hasn't had a shot on goal. There's one that got through with Holmstrom in front off Brendan Shanahan. Shanahan, Williams, and Holmstrom start on the power play. Lidstrom and Schneider, the point men. Nick Lidstrom. Matthew Schneider's shoot in on the right wing boards. Holmstrom's in after the puck against Olin. In comes Williams, poking at the puck. Shanahan's taken down by Salo. Olin gets the puck to Linden, and he finds an opening between the defense and sends the puck the length of the ice. Nicholas Lidstrom. Right up the middle, he tried to spring Holmstrom, who couldn't get the pass. And because of that, that's an all or nothing play. It goes for nothing on an icing call.
You have to make sure you at least tip it, and Holmstrom couldn't reach it, didn't get his stick on it, and now the faceoff comes all the way back down. Vancouver Canucks very comfortable here at 14:05, even though they're a man short. And there's Holmstrom who lunged for that one.
There's Brian Allen killing a penalty again. He took Sammy Salo's spot on the penalty kill when he had a penalty in the early part of the game. Now with Malik in the penalty box, Allen's out with Jovanovski. Manny Legacy hears the jeers as he stops that shootout. Clearing attempt by Brian Allen. Zetterberg dumps the puck in. Kluche sets it up for Olin, who gets back. Runs into Hall. Hall stripped him of the puck. Trying to fight to the front of the net. Zetterberg had his stick tied up. Good effort by Mike Keane. Sprawling, he knocked the puck out through center and down the ice. 20 seconds to go in the Malik penalty. Whitney to Draper, in on the fly. His pass is out of the reach of Kirk Maltby. Sallow's back. Olin hammers the puck along the boards. Hull was awaiting its arrival. Little give and go here. Hull wants the puck back and doesn't get it from Kirk Maltby. Draper screens. Chelios shoots. Olin blocks. And Maltby spins in the corner with the puck. Penalty's over. Puck is back on as Hull shoots and scores. Just as Malik returned to the ice, Brett Hull scored his 721st in classic one-time fashion.
Wow, what a shot by Brett Hull. Down on one knee. He is better than anybody else in the league at getting ready to shoot. Hull is set, the stick's down. Look at that one knee. Down, one motion, up and over Dan Kluche. Look at that power behind Brett Hull's shot. Before the puck gets there, one times it better than anybody. In it goes.
Number 5 on the season. Hull is now 4th all-time. Next on his list, Marcel Dion at 731. 10 goals away from that. That's the 35th time he scored a goal against the Vancouver Canucks. 5-1 game. Maltby and Chelios get assists on Hull's goal. Todd Bertuzzi couldn't get the puck deep, but Brendan Morrison did. Vancouver changes on the fly here. Almost 8 minutes into the third period, the Canucks very much in control of this one. Unbeaten in their last 7. Unbeaten on home ice. King has Daniel Sedin with him, busting for the net. King with the pass, almost deflected into the net. King almost got his hat-trick goal and an own goal. Here's Jason King again. Checked by Jason Williams. Daniel to Henrik. A back pass intended for King is picked off by Jason Woolley. To Chelios, battling with Daniel Sedin. Holmstrom to Williams. Devereaux heads for the front of the net, now in behind it to the corner after the puck. Boyd Devereaux to Thomas Holmstrom. Checked by Henrik Sedin. Devereaux out of the corner. Puck was swept away by Sammy Salo. Holmstrom centering pass comes to Lidstrom at the point. Screen shot blocked by Jason King. Salo shovels the puck to the boards. Dandino pitched down to get it. Williams tried to one-touch the puck in front of the net and couldn't. Salo's clearing attempt. He gets some help from Henrik to get it out to center. The Sedins and King want to change. Now they make one. As Dandino carries the puck back to the blue line and dumps it in under pressure from Brian Allen. Sopel is back. Up the boards to Matt Cook with Trevor Linden and Magnus Arvidsson. Dandino gave the puck away in a bad pass, and Arvidsson couldn't quite pounce on it. Nick Lidstrom. Whitney's shot steered aside by Dan Kluche. Whitney's in behind the net. The centering pass comes back to Schneider. His shot is blocked. Pavel Datsyuk looks for Whitney out front. Shanahan holding off Linden at the side of the net. Pavel Datsyuk out front. Backhand shot. Nice save by Kluche. Shanahan got a stick up in his face. No call. Schneider from the blue line. Into the corner. Here's Pavel Datsyuk. Checked by Olin. Linden gets the puck. To the blue line. Not out. Schneider keeps the pressure on. Shanahan. Rink wide. Nick Lidstrom. Back pass to Schneider. Fakes the shot against Arvidsson, who's lost his stick. Lidstrom A penalty coming up here against Vancouver. Schneider's shot. Cloutier makes the save, and Cook touches the puck. And the Red Wings will be on the power play again when we come back on Molson Canucks Hockey.
Matthias Olin in front of the net. Here, Ray Whitney's trying to sneak in front. The little push from behind, and Olin gets a cross-checking penalty.
Red Wings are on the power play for the 4th time. Haven't scored on the power play. They scored just seconds after Malik came back on. They got their only goal. Ray Whitney, Brett Hall, who has the Red Wing goal. Cross ice, Jason Woolley sneaking in. Hall set up for the one-timer. Whitney to Hall, shoots, and he missed the net this time. Doesn't often do that, and the puck comes all the way down the ice. Penalty.
It didn't get down on the one knee on that one. He was standing up, that's why he went too high.
Hall trying to cut through some traffic, and Canada, the puck is cleared. That shift that Ola took the penalty on is probably the only one in the game where the Canucks have been running around in their own zone, and the Red Wings really put the chase on them. Holmstrom. Arvidsson down the ice. Vancouver's given up just one power play goal in its last 21 times shorthanded. And the penalty killing for the most part has been good again tonight. 55 seconds left in the Olin penalty. Nick Lidstrom dumps the puck in. Malik had it go off his skate, then he gets it back again. And he'll lug the puck out, has a good look around, takes his time, and wires one in off the glass. Arvidsson's the first man on the puck. Jason Williams. He and Morrison tangled as Morrison tried to check him. Salo up the boards. A tip by Cook got onto the Red Wing bench, stopping play with 28 seconds to go in the penalty. Matt Cook on the penalty kill with Brendan Morrison here. Salo and Brian Allen. I venture to say, John, that this will be one of Brian Allen's biggest ice time games in his career.
And you and I get to pick the stars tonight, Jim, and I would consider him as one of the stars in a 5-1 game. He has played a lot. He's killed penalties.
Been some real offensive stars here. Naslund has 3 points. Maltby got a high stick and wanted a penalty called and didn't get one. Olin's out of the penalty box. Cook heads up ice, tips the puck through. Daniel Sedin couldn't come up with it. There's Brian Allen again. He dumps the puck in and heads to the bench. Red Wings are 0 for 4 with a man advantage, trailing 5-1 in the game with just over 7 minutes to go in it. Hull with a pass into the skates of Zetterberg. Jovanovski to Malik. Up for Daniel Sedin, broken up by Matthew Schneider, who's probably been the best of the Red Wings defensemen tonight.
It's hard to pick a best player on Detroit tonight.
Tallest midget. Here's Jason King, centering pass. That was blocked by Yuri Fisher. Chelios is forced back. Jason King with Daniel and Henrik Sedin start a change. Now Henrik and Daniel are off. King heads for the bench. Jovanovski's back for the puck. Bertuzzi, Morrison, and Naslund are on the ice. Marcus Naslund. Head up, dumps the puck in for Brendan Morrison to give chase. Boyd Devereaux gets back first. Turns, has McCarty ahead of him. Draper on the other side. The shoot-in bounces into Cloutier, and he wheels in the puck and puts it in behind the net. Draper was tied up by Bertuzzi. Devereaux works against Olin. Devereaux spinning away, trying to get loose in the corner. Olin comes out of the corner with the puck. Brent Soper. Naslund couldn't handle the puck, but he gets it back at center against Matthew Dandeneau. Naslund had a hook on Jason Woolley. Bertuzzi stepped in front of McCarty. Olin to the net. Legacy catches the puck and hangs on. 5:55 to go in the third. 5-1 Canucks on Molson Canucks Hockey. Chevrolet Hockey Poll tonight, brought to you by Chevrolet. For all life's roads, you logged on to sportsnet.ca and answered our question this way. 44% said he'd be traded later in the season. Why not go right out on a limb, folks?
Yes.
We should have had the other choices. Will he be in this game tonight? And you'd have been wrong if you guessed that. Think he'll play tomorrow?
I think he will. I think he will get the start in the Saddle Dome, the end of the road trip for Detroit.
Thomas Holmstrom accepted the puck on a Chubarov centering pass. Brian Allen. Jason Williams to the net. The rebound off Cloutier comes over to Brendan Shanahan into the slot. Puck was knocked away from Matthew Schneider. Shanahan's shot missed the net. Lidstrom from the point just tipped the puck to Jason Williams. He gets it to the end boards. Then he's met by Sammy Salo. A centering pass bounces away from Williams, and Mike Keane puts it off the glass and out to Chubarov. Schneider to center. Holmstrom to Lidstrom. And now Ray Whitney in with Jason Williams. The pass was tipped. Bertuzzi back the other way to Marcus Naslin. Coming up on the play is Brent Sopel. Naslin for Bertuzzi. Chelios got the puck in his skates and now gets it away from Naslin. They're both down. Nifty back pass to Whitney. Up goes Fisher to the front of the net. Whitney gave the puck away to Marcus Naslin and he starts out. Fisher's caught. Datsuk is back. Bertuzzi tried to dance him and couldn't quite get by.
Mario Lemieux on Ray Bourque. Same play. Put it at his feet.
Chris Chelios to Ray Whitney. Ahead for Pavel Datsuk. Sopel is back. Datsuk gets the puck, centering for Whitney, and taken away by Matthias Olin. Bertuzzi couldn't get the puck out. Trevor Linden followed him. Bertuzzi ahead for Magnus Arvidsson, and it bounced right through to Matthew Dandenault. 4:15 to play in the third period. Vancouver all over Detroit tonight, 5-1. A 4-goal second period broke this wide open. Matt Cook. Checked by Dandenault. Woolley trying to get the puck. Datsuk is back. Cook stays right on him. Linden came over to administer a hit. Dandenault trying to make the puck settle down, and he couldn't. He's hit by Matt Cook, who has a robust shift late in the game. Arvidsson shoot in. Henrik Sedin first man in. Arvidsson and King stay back at the blue line. Up the middle, Draper. Poked the puck in for Kirk Maltby. Passes back to Draper, he's covered. Two Canuck forwards back, Henrik Sedin and King, had Draper as he got to the net. Now they're back the other way on the rush. Henrik Sedin lost the puck in his skates. Tipped by Schneider, through to Chris Draper. Back to Matthew Schneider on his backhand, stopped by Cloutier. Maltby and McCarty after the rebound, and the puck is knocked away. There's Kirk Maltby. He plays the puck across to Nick Lidstrom. Up the middle for Draper, picked off, and here comes Sammy Salo. Drops the puck off. Daniel's shot, deflected wide of the net. Jason King. Centering pass. Salo's quick shot, missed the net up high. Artem Chubarov on a change. Put the puck to the front of the net. Brad May couldn't get it. Picked off by Schneider to McCarty. And he dumps the puck in with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the third period. Cloutier lost the puck in his skates, so he goes for the hit. Centering pass, and Cloutier kicked it away from Jason Williams. Keane to Brian Allen, who got the puck by Brett Hull along the boards and cleared it. Allen finishes a shift. He's had 2 games as May takes a shot. The Legacy stops and lost. And Fisher cleared the rebound. Allen's had 2 games this season over 20 minutes, and this might be a third. Sopel. Olin. 2 minutes to go. Vancouver will be 6-0-1 at home. Only Tampa and Philadelphia. Other teams in the Eastern Conference who haven't lost a game at home. Canucks will be unbeaten in 8. Red Wings will be winless in 6, matching their longest winless streak of last season. Early in this campaign, will there be panic in Hockeytown?
Oh, you can bet. You can bet on that. Too old. Not deep enough.
Todd Bertuzzi with Marcus Naslin and Brendan Morrison. Shanahan came back and got the puck and cleared it. What of the captain? Did he hurt himself, or is he just resting? I suspect the latter.
I would agree.
Steve Yzerman.
I would agree.
The game no longer in doubt. Big rebound off Cloutier. He kicked it away from the On rushing Darren McCarty, Daniel Sedin to Jason King. He shoots and he just about had his third, but snagged by Manny Legacy. King's a big part of our Kia game review, brought to you by Kia. Come out ahead.
Big line early in the game when it counted. We're dominant. The first period, they got the Canucks going. Jason King with a couple and Todd Bertuzzi breaking his slump early.
Jason King off the draw here, was trying to get the puck behind the net and couldn't. Henrik and Daniel will try and get him the puck in this their last shift of the game. Draper up the boards to Kirk Maltby with McCarty just onside. The drop pass to Schneider, who's been one of the few dangerous Red Wings all night long. An outlet pass for Daniel. He has to rush onto it against Kirk Maltby. For Jason King with some room. He shoots. Stopped by Legacy. Rebound to Daniel. For Jason King in the corner. Out of the corner to the front of the net. Can't pull the trigger and get the shot. He got a stick in the face and he drew a penalty. And that was a long shift for the Sedins and King, who might have finished the game had the whistle not gone in an effort to get King his third of the night.
Well, Jason King had 5 shots on goal after the first 2 periods. He's had at least 3 here in the third. There's the chop by Kirk Maltby, and that's a slashing penalty. Could have been a high stick as it came right over the face mask of Jason King.
14 seconds remaining in the game. Vancouver ahead 5-1 and one last shift here. And the puck is cleared down the ice by the Red Wings, who move on to Calgary. The Canucks play in Nashville Wednesday, St. Louis Thursday, and the fans are on their feet, having enjoyed a Canuck rout of the Red Wings.
A rare rout of the Red Wings. Vancouver Canucks dominant. The Red Wings tried to play real checking style in the first period, but once the Canucks scored, the Red Wings had to open it up, and they had nothing to combat the Vancouver Canucks, who were very good around the net. Manny Legacy was not very good in the net for Detroit, and Dan Cloutier again, a very solid game for Vancouver.
He's on a roll, as are the Canucks, unbeaten at home. Unbeaten in their last 8. Cloutier played well. The big boys had great nights. Marcus Naslund with 3 points. Todd Bertuzzi, his first goal in 11 games. Jason King with a pair. A great night for the Vancouver Canucks. It's always a great night in this city when the Canucks beat the Red Wings. The final score, the Vancouver Canucks 5 and the Detroit Red Wings 1 from GM Place.
Tonight's Safeway Score and Win Grand Prize winner will receive a week-long all-inclusive trip for 2 to the Holiday Inn Puerto Vallarta, courtesy of SunQuest Vacations and Holiday Inn Puerto Vallarta. Tonight's Grand Prize winner is Sophie Paquette of Burnaby. Congratulations. Shop and swipe your club card at Safeway today, and you could be our next lucky winner.
Molson Canadian Canucks pay-per-view. Exclusive all-access coverage. Over 3 hours commercial-free. Catch the Canucks in Beantown as premier power forwards collide. Bertuzzi versus Stoney.
Fakes the shot, cuts to the slot, Naslund shoots, stopped by Shields, rebound, Bertuzzi scores!
Giveaway, Kovalenko to the front of the net, throws back, Henry scores! Up on the right wing boards to Todd Bertuzzi. He's had a strong start to this game. Barrels in over the blue line, heading for the net, shoots, he scores! Great goal!
Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Get out the highlight reel, Jim?
Get closer with the Raging Bull.
Am I always going to be pissed off at my seasons? Absolutely. Never satisfied.
Make your place the place to catch all the Canucks action. Don't miss this original 6 opponent. Molson Canadian Canucks pay-per-view.
Let's take a look at the Subway play of the game, brought to you by Subway. Eat fresh. Late in the first period, scoreless. Marcus Naslund jumps on the turnover, looks for his line mate Todd Bertuzzi, who goes top shelf for his second of the season, and the great reaction after the goal. Yes, the weight is off his back. The 3 stars tonight brought to you by Molson Canadian. It is a Canadian game. The 3rd star, Brian Allen, very solid on the back end for the Canucks, played well over 20 minutes in this victory. The 2nd star, Marcus Naslund, 1 goal and 2 assists for the Canucks captain, 7th goal of the season, by the way. The 1st star, the rookie, Jason King, another 2 goals. He's got 5 on the season. He's also at the top of the Molson Cup standings. There you see him with 20 points. Naslund, Jovanovski, each with 15. Well, they were expecting a barn burner here in Vancouver, and they got it, but it was one-sided. All Canucks from late in the first period on. 5 goals in the span of 20 minutes, including Big Bertuzzi. Dan Cloutier solid, just gave up 1 goal this evening, and in the end, it was the Canucks all over the Wings by a score of 5-1. They'll now hit the road for 2, and we'll go into Toronto for some post-game coverage.